All right, well, it is, well, actually now it's 6:02, so we are going to call the meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Happy spring. It's super springy tonight. Exciting. All right, we'll start approval of the minutes from the March 2nd meeting. Motion to approve. Second.
Second.
Discussion. Edits. Anything? No. Okay, great. All in favor? All right, next up, financial report.
All right, the hat really never came off, so I'm just gonna keep on cruising here. Don't panic. We know we put in the $200,000 article, so it's not surprising to see a negative. In all my years, I don't see negatives in budgets, but what hasn't been done here yet, as of a week ago, but has been now. If you look at the last page in your packet, the second page one, that has just a few grants on it, you can see we still have that foundation enrollment grant that we got the very end of last year. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
And the little tiny rural aid. So from the get-go, we knew we were gonna use that money to get through our operating, and then we ended up with what we thought might be a $200,000 shortfall. So by next month, we will spend that $140,000 on things within your regular budget. We'll do journal entries, or we'll charge bills for the next month to that grant to loosen up. And so technically, we're not in the hole yet. We're getting close, but we're not. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. I still am waiting to hear on, we applied for extraordinary relief from circuit breaker. We haven't gotten the results on that yet, but Brenda Looney was optimistic that we could get $100,000 or so more from emergency release, because there seems to be a pot of money at the state that we can get. So if we can, that would allow us to reduce our ask at town meeting, which we knew all along as we creep through the next couple of months. We only want to ask what we need for to get through the year. But seeing that negative does give me a little tiny bit of a stroke, but we've already worked on redirecting some of those expenses to the grants. So we're good for another month.
Okay.
And other than that, I've not heard formally, that's for sure, from Finance Committee or Board of Selectmen. I know they're all working on the budgets. Tantascwa had, so we were close to 7%. Tantascwa was, I think, just under 5, was a 4% and change assessment. They have all the numbers. They're trying to fit it in. I know they're high numbers from schools, but I have not gotten any screaming alarm calls yet. So I'm moving forward with optimism. And I'm trying, at least this month, at least this month.
Anyone have any questions on any of the line items in the finance report? No? No. All right, next up is communications.
And that's just, it's not actually in your packet. A month or so ago, we probably sent you the email. We'll send it quarterly. There'll probably be another one coming out soon. So that was just their FYI, and to cover the regulations for the collaborative, to make sure it's on our agenda.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Pelley, principal's report.
Hello, everyone. Enrollment continues to seesaw back and forth a little bit at 887 as of this month. Would like to thank the Burgess PTO for hosting the annual Jogathon. The funds raised for this year, some of them will be used to refurbish 2 of our playgrounds. So thank you to everyone who participated and helped out.
Money there, 70,000. Good job.
And actually, the playground repairs are on a future capital plan, so we'll be able to take some of that money off of it. The annual Burgess Talent Show for kindergarten through grade 3 was held on March 29th and on March 31st for grades 4 through 6. Thank you to Dan Corthell and Bethany Wolfing for very successful and fun shows. Report cards, as you know, went out March 24th. Parent-teacher conferences were held on March 21st and, oh, that's wrong, March 28th and March 30th. MCAS started, we had ELA testing this week. Thank you to everyone, the staff, the students, families. Went off pretty much without a hitch. And kindergarten, we have currently 83 students fully registered for next year. The screening registration is ongoing. The screening will take place on May 2nd and 3rd. The 5th and 6th grade bands will attend Great East Music Festival on Friday, May 19th, and the grade 6 will be going to the ropes course at Boundless Adventure on May 31st. Please note all of the wonderful updates and great from our departments and grade levels.
Any questions for the board? Thank you very much. Superintendent's report.
Okay, I just have a few things. For those of you that weren't able to make March 25th, the retreat, I think went really well. I was pleased. We shoved a lot into a morning. In the past, we've had kind of full days in the fall, but I think it was really good. There's nothing better than hearing directly from our kids how things are, what their experiences are, and whether it's good or bad. Their comfort level is great. So they were a group of 5 students from the high school, and then another smaller group of 3 for the junior high that did a different presentation. It was just wonderful to see them comfortably presenting and working and facilitating a number of breakout exercises with the full group. It was very impressive. So I was really happy to have that opportunity. It was the peer connection group at the high school. So we did that for about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours. And then we did appoint Jessica Boldick as the next special ed director. She comes from Ware. I kind of call her the Brenda Looney of Ware, because she started much like Brenda in the classrooms and specialists and worked her way up and has been committed to that one community and is now going to give that same commitment to us. So we're feeling optimistic. I think she did well on that day. And then we ended with just a high-level conversation about mission vision and the reminder there are 2 days that I would actually like to remind folks. We've put aside 2 dates, evenings, that Jody Barassa and I are looking, anyone who wants to join, to spend some time drafting, looking for some draft mission vision language after all the data and information we've handed out. So if anyone is interested, April 24th and May 8th are 2 nights that a subcommittee, so to speak, those interested will work with administrators and try and come up with some draft mission statement language that we could put out at our next joint meeting, which I would think will probably be June. So we pretty much finished with that, and then I handed those who weren't able to attend, I handed out materials that we handed again at the very end. We didn't really go through it or digest it. It was sharing the district-wide results of the survey, and we'll have conversations going forward, and I would anticipate that some of that will spring into future goals. So that was a good day. Good morning, anyway. Then FYI, if anyone hasn't seen their email recently, just let you know Steve Nimbrico has given his notice and will be leaving the role of Director of Business and Finance. So Sally Sunshine is still saying she hasn't been out of the role long enough to have forgotten all of that stuff. So I will hold down the fort, and we've already posted. And then finally, we have 2 of our members who are sitting at their last meeting for Burgess Elementary. So I'd like to take the opportunity to just thank Lisa Munier for her time served with us. I know, teachers kind of pretended to say goodbye last year, but she continued. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful having you. We just wanted to add that to all of your certificates and accolades from last year.
I've enjoyed the opportunity.
Great, love having you. And Kristen has served for 12 years in Burgess Elementary, and this is her last meeting, so.
Unless you started as a child.
Yes, so Absolutely.
I was a student.
Absolutely. So this is just an acknowledgement of 12 years to the kids and to us.
Well, I hope I'm still in this district.
Absolutely.
Please, everyone vote.
Absolutely. We will still
Thank
be
you.
singing
Same
around,
here.
just not at the elementary table.
Right, thank
Yeah. Thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you. Okay. What are we up to? Public access. We have public. We have access, we have nothing. We're gonna be cruising through this, everybody. Subcommittee reports.
I will say, I forgot, we've got a little bit going on these days, but next month I'll put an executive session on. We've started with the teachers, and we did have another meeting with the bus drivers, so moving along, next month I'll make sure that we put an executive session on to update you both, you all on both of them.
Okay. Sounds like a
Other than
plan.
that, there's no subcommittees that I'm aware of.
Nope, all good. Okay, Tantasco representative, that's me. We had a meeting on the 21st of March. We kicked it off with the budget review. There were only 2 FinCom attendees there, so it was a bit repetitive for most of the people in the room, but we passed the budget and moving on to town meetings. We also I guess we confirmed, or did we vote on the number of school choice slots that we're having at the junior and senior high school? We are allowed, or we will be having up to 38 school choice slots.
Incoming, well, actually, 38
Oh,
seventh
no,
grade
seventh grade,
slots, which
sorry.
is really that's the crux, kind of.
Right.
Seventh grade, we look at what the class size is and say, how many can we take? There are rarely 8th, 9th, and 10th slots. We never take any new for 11th and 12th, because that tends to be the grade. The policy also up there is if they've already been within our 5 towns and they move out, we let them stay, of course. 11th and 12th is the time most likely they're like, okay, I'll go live with you, Mom, but I'm staying in the school that I've been so
Yeah.
close to graduation.
Yeah.
So we tend to see a little more coming in at the 11th and 12th, so we don't, they never voted new slots there. We didn't vote any new available slots in 10th grade. 8th grade, we did vote a little because the current 7th grade class is pretty small in there, as we knew, the 6th grade class from last year that we sent up there, same across the district. So they did take another 9 more, and we did have more than 9 applications. And then they voted to take 5 freshmen, because we're anticipating less than normal out-of-district technical tuitions, because we're getting more tech applications from our own students. So we took 5. We had the largest freshman applicants than we have in a while. We had 27, and only 5 of them got in. I do believe the far majority of them are currently at OSA and looking for some place to be next.
Is it first come, first served?
It's a lottery. It's a
A
complete
lottery.
random lottery, which I know is so disappointing for those who literally on New Year's Day are sending
Right.
their application. It is a
Yeah.
complete fair lottery. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but the school committee did vote those slots.
Yeah, thank you for that. Couple of other notes from the academic side, same things going on in all the buildings, preparations for MCAS at the time. And I think major cases of senioritis setting in across the board at the senior high school, which is understandable. Another note from the tech school, the hospitality team won best marketing plan at the ProStart, ProStart event that was held at Gillette on that day, on the 21st of March, so that's pretty cool. And the CAD kids had designed 2 holes at the library of the mini golf event. I don't know if anyone took your kids there, but it's always a cute event, so they had designed 2 of the holes there for that at the library. The open arts display was this past week on the 4th. Hopefully some of you got a chance to check that out. It was for all grades. And they are, I guess, probably getting ready they're rehearsing for the Little Mermaid musical that's coming up.
How many kids?
I also had a note, and I don't know where you see this, but maybe Mrs. Boyd, you do. On April 15th, the schools match wits that the Tantasco team is competing.
Yeah, and I know they put it on YouTube. I don't know offhand,
Okay.
but we can find out and share that.
But I thought that was a cool thing.
I'll ask Principal Joseph to share that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, our wicked smart kids are on TV, perfect. Okay, so that was my report from that. And next up is unfinished business. We have 2 policies from the last meeting that we are looking to, one, to amend upon second reading and adopt, and the other to rescind upon second reading. So I will ask if there's a motion to amend and adopt JICE and rescind JICG, both upon second reading.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second, thank you. Discussion on either of these policies, questions, further edits? And now's the time.
I think these were good.
Yeah, all good? Everyone okay? All right. Okay, so all in favor of amending upon second reading and adopting JICE and rescinding upon second reading JICG? All in favor, thank you. Great, we are up to new business. Does anyone have anything new to bring up, discuss?
I just have a question. The new storage unit out there, what's that one for?
BED,
Oh, okay.
yep, all of that, the shed, right, the
Yeah,
gray and white one on.
yeah, all right.
It's, why is it new, or what was
Because
the
they-
stuff before?
All over the place.
Okay.
In every corner,
And
taking
is
up
the
good useful storage there too.
Hmm?
What about the dumpster there? In the parking lot?
That one I don't know, I drove by that the other day, I
Okay.
need to check with
Okay.
Jeff on it, but we have had a lot of work with electrical, so I'm
Oh,
assuming
okay.
that that's, but I don't wanna
Yeah.
say for sure, but I think, yeah.
It sure was showed up in the winter.
Ooh, that's what I did.
There's work
I was like,
going on.
"Your
Yeah,
job."
we have,
Okay.
I believe it's
Temporarily, but-
the electricians that
Okay.
have been replacing our lights.
You don't know what shed it's on the playground?
No, the new storage shed in the parking lot.
That's for the
Yeah.
lighting as well.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not talking, okay. You're
The
talking
one-
No,
just-
not the shed, I meant
That's
the
the
storage.
That's the
for
extended day program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is that one for electrical?
That's for.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's all. I just have to.
Are all the fields being used this spring?
They are, and actually, Evergreen was here today, they put the bases in, they're coming
I saw
back to
them.
comb out the fields, and things are looking good.
It looks really good. That's great. Really
Yeah, it's
excited.
really- And I did also want to make mention, because I forgot during my report, we will have another a spring cleanup day. Tammy Howe is organizing it, and the tentative date right now is May 6th. It's a Saturday. And we're looking to, high school students looking for community service to come and help us as they did last time.
Free help.
That's good for everybody.
I love it.
It's good for everybody.
Awesome.
Any other new business or questions?
Just a question. I think it was last year, we talked about the grant that Mr. Guerin had applied for the sidewalk. What is the timeline on that?
3 more years from now. So I believe when we were told it was 4 years out, so that the Cedar Street has to happen first.
Okay.
Because we applied, not jointly, but simultaneously, and that was to our benefit. So I believe it was 4 years out at the time, so we're probably
Yeah, the
at
town
3 years.
leaves first,
Right,
and then,
yeah,
yeah,
Cedar Street
yeah.
has to come first, yeah, and then we'll tie in.
And then just one other question, we had talked about, the idea of a turf field that recreation is presenting, is that correct?
That's on the town's end at this point.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that will be in December. It's gonna be a special meeting from my knowledge. It's gonna be a special meeting, so all you parents, like
Show
football,
up.
show up.
I don't know if this is the right forum or if anybody has the information, but I'm just wondering, if that did get approved, is it a field that would be like the high school one where it would have to be fenced and locked, or it would be open for use for the students as
I am
well?
actually not sure, because all of the bidding process is going through the town, through the rec.
Okay.
Obviously, you will have a role in that once we get to that point, but we have been approved to move forward with getting more of a study done.
Right.
Okay.
So there'll be more information to come.
And they're talking about the entire upper field for that, is that correct? Okay.
There is I don't know if you still have your packet. It was either last month or the month before, but Mr. Guerin had a report in the principal's
Right, he did,
report.
yep.
So there's that information, but the
it's supposed to be on for a special town meeting in December.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Feasibility study and all that is.
Yeah.
that's it.
So make sure you get everybody up.
Like most field conversations, I'm
Yes.
sure there won't be a lack of attendance at that one. Okay. Any other questions, new business items? No one has anything to drag this out? It's my last one, guys. 12 years and it's over in 20 minutes? That's like,
That's pretty good.
I mean, I guess.
Efficiency, right?
I know, that's what it is. It's just
Absolutely.
super efficient. It's a light agenda as well. Okay. Well, hearing no other things, is there a motion to adjourn?
All right now.
So moved.
Second? All right. All in favor, all in favor. Thank you.
Stay here.
See